and scientists to create the first ever picture of a black hole. And that's incredible. And that can be you guys tomorrow. And it's because you are here today. So give yourselves a big round of applause for what you're doing today and how that leads to what you're going to be doing tomorrow. So once again, we have a partner that is making that connection and making that future possible in the Boeing Company. They're a leader in space exploration. Let's give the Boeing Company a big round of applause for being our season sponsor for this year's game. Now, as I mentioned before, we have a couple of incredible guest speakers here today. First, it's a woman who has pioneered a lot of amazing things right here in Kokomo. She is the Chancellor of Indiana University Kokomo, which is a hub of innovation and education here in this community, and is also the owner of the area and the venue of where your robot right now. She's going to talk to us a little bit about the opportunities that are in front of you all today, thanks to the work that she's doing here with her college. And so please join me in welcoming Dr. Sue Shamay Gazeki, the Chancellor of IUK.
Thank you. Good morning. I am so honored to be able to welcome you to Kokomo, Indiana. Indiana University Kokomo is so honored also to host you in our gym as you proceed in your competition. I want to give a shout out to our local team, Northwestern. So proud of them. My daughters attended Northwestern High School, so kudos and best wishes to you. I want to congratulate all the students for your participation in this activity. I'm going to talk a little bit today about how one gets prepared for college, because what we're seeing is that more and more students are not as prepared as they should be when they get to Indiana University. And in addition to that, many of them do not survive a college education. So right now in the United States, the statistics say to us that only about 70% of students who start as a freshman will actually get to their sophomore year. Let me say that again. Only 70% of students who start as a freshman will get to their sophomore year. That's a pretty startling statistic. We want more and more young people to enter college, but to finish college, because the state of Indiana and the United States as a whole need more college-educated young people in order to do the things that Rachel was talking about. And so what I say to the parents and what I say to young people is this particular kind of activity is exactly what you can do to prepare that resume for college, but also to prepare you for college. We know that students that are involved in something when they are in college will more than likely be there their sophomore year. So being involved in some sort of activity, getting engaged in college, is a way to that. And so I want to encourage all of you to continue to think about going to college, prepare yourself. I was talking to a couple of young ladies back there. You've got to visit colleges. You've got to job shadow people. You have to understand what it is you want to do before you get there, right? Because it is a long journey. And not knowing what you want to do is one of the #1 reasons why students don't succeed, right? Because they don't know and they are not able to persist. So college is an important thing, and I have a great feeling that many of you in this room will be entering some sort of college, whether it's IU or Purdue or Ball State or some sort of college around the United States. Keep working at getting ready for that. Read, and read some more, and write, and write more. Those are the 2 skills that you can do to get ready for college. So again, I'm very honored to be here today to welcome you. Indiana University Kokomo gives scholarships to all students who participate in robotics. It's just an automatic scholarship. We'd love to have you come and visit our campus. We have what we call a private school at a public school price. So we're 3,000 strong, but we're able to take students all over the world and all over the United States on our dime because we are so small. So this past spring break, we had students in San Francisco. They are our computer science students visiting Facebook and Google and all kinds of places there to see what kinds of careers they're interested in. We had a group of students up in Detroit looking at General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler. And we had a group of students in the Netherlands taking a look at the way they deal with healthcare. So we're taking students, we have about 20 to 25 trips a year, all paid for by the university because we want to be that private school education at a public school price. Our tuition is only $7,500, so it's a pretty good deal. So come see us if you're interested in Indiana University Kokomo. Hope you are preparing yourself for college because we believe that's so crucially important, and we are honored to be here today. Thanks so much.
Thank you again to Dr. Shimei Gazeki and Indiana University Kokomo. The next guest speaker that I have the honor of introducing today is a man who has done a lot here in Indiana, but is also representative of the people that are involved in Indiana First. I talked yesterday to you students about how you need to take the opportunity to talk to the judges that we have here today. A lot of them work in industry, a lot of them have amazing cool jobs. We have professors, we have engineers, we have scientists, we have business people, and they're really interesting, wonderful people that, as Dr. Shimei Gazeki said, will help you to figure out what you might want to do after you graduate. Our next guest speaker is one of those people who has a pretty cool job and is also just a mentor on one of the teams here today. To me, that's what makes First so amazing, that you get to work side by side with people who have careers that you can see yourself in and you can eventually reach. So, our next guest speaker is the program executive at Rolls-Royce. He is responsible for the AE Common Core engine family, which includes the engines that power the C-130, V-22 tilt rotor, and the Global Hawk aircraft. He also leads the Rolls-Royce support for First programs right here in Indiana. He is also the 2010 Championship Woody Flowers Award winner and a mentor on Team 234, Cyber Blue. Please join me in welcoming our next guest speaker, Chris Fultz.
Thank you, Rachel. Neil Armstrong had a love for aviation. It began as a young boy when he first flew with his father when he was about 3 years old. He earned his private pilot's license when he was just 16, and he knew that aviation was his dream. As he graduated from high school in 1948, he selected Purdue University and the study of aeronautical engineering to pursue and continue that passion. Like many his age, his time at Purdue was interrupted with a call from the U.S. Navy, where he served as a pilot and saw action in Korea. After his discharge, he returned to Purdue and completed his degree, graduating in 1955. His aviation career continued as a test pilot. He flew several types of experimental aircraft and was always pushing the limits of both himself and the aircraft that he was in command of. And then in 1962, around the time President Kennedy announced that the United States would put a man on the moon by the end of the decade, Neil became one of the first civilian astronauts in the NASA program. Over the next years, he flew and trained several missions. With each mission, NASA learned more and more about space travel and how we could journey safely to the moon and back. Neil saw some of his fellow astronauts perish in that pursuit of space, but he continued and continued his passion. Neil was appointed commander for Apollo 11, and NASA leadership determined that he would be the first person to walk on the moon. After a successful launch and lunar landing on July 11, 1969, he stepped onto the surface of the moon and said that famous phrase, "That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind." And he made history while many of us watched on TV, and I was one of those people. So the seniors that are here today, can you please stand? You are all like Neil Armstrong in 1948. You're ready to graduate high school, and you're going to be taking those small steps to pursue your dreams and pursue your passions. My challenge to each of you is to make sure that those small steps make the world a better place. I'm excited to see what happens when your small steps turn into that next giant leap. Good luck to all of you. You continue to make us proud, and have a great final day in the Indiana Championship.
Thank you again to Chris Foltz and the Rolls-Royce Foundation for their continued support of Indiana First. Next, as you all know, there are a lot of people who work behind the scenes to make this event possible. And so I think, and the rest of us think, that it's really important to recognize those people who volunteer their time and their efforts to make sure that an event like this can happen. The first group that we would like to recognize is a group of people that I'm sure you are all very aware of, our judges. Judges, could you please stand and wave, and let's give them a big round of applause. They have a very difficult job, and they do an amazing, amazing job of it. Next, a group of people that have also a very hard job, our referees. Referees, can you wave? Let's give it up for our referees. The next group of people we want to recognize, you might not be able to see them super well, but they are recognizable by their bright yellow hats. Our robot inspectors, led by our lead robot inspector, Dan Phelps. Guys, can you wave? Thank you for all of the work that you do. Next, we also want to make sure that we recognize our field volunteers, our resetters, our cuers, our scorekeepers, our FTAAs, and they're also led by our FTA, Chris Noble, and our field supervisors, Stephen Schneider and Ryan Murphy. Let's give it up for all of those incredible volunteers who are working so hard to make the field run the way that it has all weekend. Next, let's recognize our pit volunteers, which includes pit admin, spare parts, and our safety class attendants, and our amazing pit admin supervisor, Georgia Everett. Let's give them all a big round of applause. There's also a lot of other volunteers who are even more behind the scenes, like the welcome attendants, the people who run the volunteer registration, the ambassador coordinators. They're all led by our wonderful volunteer coordinator, Ruth Toomey. So let's give them all another round of applause for all the hard work that they do. Next, after we have talked about all of these incredible volunteers, I would like to invite the Indiana First Board of Directors onto the field to present the Volunteer of the Year Award. To present this award, I would like to introduce Colin Foltz, the President of Indiana First.
Good morning, and we'll bring out the rest of our Board of Directors and our Student Advisory Board, if they could join me on the field to help hand out the award. Before we hand out the Volunteer of the Year Award, we actually handed out one of the awards we typically do on Saturday, yesterday afternoon, because that's when the award recipient could be here. We handed out the Indiana First Foundation Award to Lori Hall, who is our FTC partner here in the state of Indiana. And so if you know Lori, if you see Lori around, please congratulate her. I think everybody that has interacted with her understands why she won that award. So first up, we have our Volunteer of the Year Award. This super volunteer has been serving at events for a number of years in Indiana. Her passion for FIRST is easily apparent, and it goes beyond just FRC, volunteering for First LEGO League Junior, First LEGO League, and First Tech Challenge. She's willing to take on any role. This year, she's volunteered at all 4 First Robotics Competition events in various roles. Her dedication and excitement for FIRST is obvious to anyone who interacts with her. On a personal note, a few years ago at one of our events, we had our volunteer coordinator had a family emergency that pulled her away from the event very last minute. This person stepped in and through her grace and her dedication helped make the event run incredibly smoothly. And we can't thank her enough for that. So please congratulate our 2019 Indiana First Volunteer of the Year, Sharon Baxter. Up next is our President's Award. This award goes each year to a company who offers statewide support for both teams and events, and really is a key part in driving Indiana First towards our mission of making FIRST programs available to every child in the state of Indiana. This company began small, as most companies who get involved with FIRST do, helping out with one team and growing the excitement from there, and has grown significantly over the last couple of years. They now sponsor multiple teams and all of our Indiana First FRC events, and they are working to expand access to FIRST in their immediate area and helping grow teams there. This past year, we were able to push our Indiana First FRC events all the way south into the southern part of the state in Greenwood. And with this company's support, we hope to go even further south in the coming years to help make access to the events available for the teams in the southern part of Indiana. So please join me in congratulating our 2019 Indiana First President's Award winner, Toyota. And if there are Toyota mentors who are in the building and Toyota representatives, if you can come down, we'd like to do a picture. That's all I have. Thank you all so much for another great season. Good luck. See some of you in Detroit. Thank you.
Let's give a big round of applause for the board of directors and the student board of directors. They make this possible. They put in so much work. So thank you all for the work that you do. The next group of people that it is my honor to introduce is another example of extraordinary volunteering. Our Championship Woody Flowers Award winners from the state of Indiana. Please join me in welcoming Bill Beatty, Andy Baker, and Chris Foltz.
Good morning. Come on, come on. Good morning. All right. So we're here to give out the Indiana First State Championship Woody Flowers Finalist Award. This is a big award. And we're all honored at one time, actually quite a while ago, by you students who wrote essays for us that were just an amazing gift, an amazing impact on all of our lives. So we're all honored to be nominated. Those of you who were nominated this year, please know that this is that's an award in itself. Kudos to all you students who nominated. You'll see a lot of mentors here in Indiana, a whole bunch of mentors in Indiana that were really celebrated and recognized for all of their efforts. But this is a big award, so we need to bring out the existing Woody Flowers Finalist Award winners. So we'll step up here, and you guys and gals can come out here and line up. So come on out, existing Woody Flowers Finalist Award winners.
All right, we'd like to ask each of you to introduce yourselves.
I'm Steve Florence from 461, won my award in 2006.
Kevin Kelly, 234.
Jerry Becker, 1675.
Dave Smith, 868.
Cindy Qualley, 3494, 2918.
Joe Reel, Team 292.
Eric Curry, Team 1208, won it in 2005.
Kevin Kaloje, Team 45. Daryl Noble, Team 71.
Chris Noble, 4580.
Allison Phelps, 1024.
Alan Anderson, Team 45.
Bill Whiteman, Team 135.
Jim Langfeld, 135.
Jeff Smith, 1024.
Thank you all. Okay, I'm gonna go to the middle here. This rocket is kind of in the way, but okay. So now we want to recognize all of the nominees that you students put forward this year. How we're gonna do this is you're not gonna come down. You're gonna just the nominee, not the team, because we've done this before. Just the nominee is gonna stand up when I read their name, and then the team's gonna cheer really, really loud. Got it? All right. We've got a lot of them here, so let's make it work. Team 71, Tom Mickna. Team 135, Scott Shellhart. Team 234, Steve Warner. Team 292, Georgia Everett. She's back there. Team 461, Brad Thompson. Team 829, Scott Miller. Team 868, Alex Riker. 1018, Lenny Dela Cruz. 1024, Dan Phelps. 1501, Joyce Sitton. 1529, Jason German. 1646, Brian Bethag. Team 1720, Mike Cook. 1741, Rich Thielmeyer. 1747, Doug Jones. He's way at the top. Okay. 2171, BC Spear. 2197, Frank Hobart. Nice suit, Frank. That's good. 3147, Nancy Frystack. 3176, Daniel McKenna. 3494, Chris Hacker. 3559, Fred Rouston. 3936, Ralph G. 3940, Rick Pease. 3947, Tom Walker. 4103, Chris Hill. 4272, Alexander Henry. 4926, Sam Geckler. 5484, Morgan Mead. 6498, Lyle Oxley. 6956, Aaron Riley. 7187, Becky Yoder. 7454, Brian Bobbitt. 7502, Randy Unrein. And 7617, Meredith Hogan. the percentage of nominees is around 25 to 30% worldwide. We are over 50. So thank you, students, for doing such awesome work to nominate your mentors.
The Woody Flowers Award means a lot to the mentors as it comes from you, the students. It's truly an honor for any mentor to be nominated by you for this award. All of our roles in society help it to be more functional and therefore improve the quality of life for all of us. Let's watch this video by Woody to help us think about how we participate.
The gap between the haves and the have-nots is expanding like crazy. That divide is in your soup. You must try to stay on the front of the wave without ignoring those that are in the wake of the wave. How societies sort this out will be a powerful determinant of your quality of life. Utopia or dystopia? Yuval Harari, a provocative historian and author, has started talking about the useless class, a name that he coined to talk about those who just do not know enough to stay in the game. Being useless hurts. Not only do you want to avoid that fate, you want to help others avoid that fate. If any significant fraction of the population is useless, bad stuff happens. Advance your own life without pushing others back. Learn to compete like crazy while treating others with empathy and respect. I think the First Community is a great model. It's good stuff.
If you have the opportunity to ever talk with Woody, thank him for his insights into how we can engage and help society to function at its best. In honor of Woody, Dr. William Murphy founded the Woody Flowers Award in 1996. He sought to celebrate the one mentor who, in the concisely communicated written words of students, demonstrates the leadership, ethical behavior, and communication skills exemplified by Woody. With this award, we celebrate excellence in communication in the art and science of engineering and design. At each regional event and each district championship, one mentor will receive the Woody Flowers Finalist Award. And then at the championships in Houston and Detroit, one mentor will be selected from the present finalist and the renominated past finalist to receive the 2019 Championship Woody Flowers Award. And now Andy's going to tell you about this year's winner from Indiana.
Thanks, Chris. The mentors in Indiana are truly remarkable. You shared high praise for their accomplishments and dedication. It was difficult to select only one, but based on your essays, we did, and here's what the students had to say about their mentor. This mentor has been with the team since 2005 and has been patiently leading by examples every year since. Their vast technical knowledge helps the students actively engage in problem solving and thinking about solutions and iterations on those solutions. This mentor's style is to ask meaningful questions and help the students think about a problem instead of just giving them the answers and barking out commands. His contributions have gone far beyond his team as an enthusiastic spokesperson for Indiana First, and has been instrumental in organizing and hosting scrimmages throughout the state. In 2016, he showed the students that they can develop a product that could benefit all teams. While we are benefiting from their own team by selling their device to open market, this development and its subsequent sales enabled the team to reduce student fees by over $100 per year. The process to get a team of students to bring a useful product to market truly highlights many things that an effective technical mentor is supposed to embody. Please join us in congratulating the 2019 Indiana State Championship Woody Flowers Finalist Award winner, the man who helped bring the Bat Hawk to life, Mike Cook from Team 1720. Keep it going. He's got a ways to go to get down here.
Let's give it up again for all of our Woody Flowers Championship winners, finalists, nominees, and all of our mentors who dedicate so much time and effort to making first possible. Now, I know that we clapped about ourselves because Indiana is awesome and because our average of nominating Woody Flowers nominees is higher than other districts and areas, but I'm in college right now. I'm dealing with finals in a couple of weeks, and I know that over 50% is still not a very good grade. We need to be at 100%, okay? Students, if you're coming back next year, you need to nominate one of your mentors, just as the mentors need to nominate a student or two students for Dean's List. First is incredible because of the relationship between students and mentors, and we all need to do our parts on our teams to make sure that we recognize the incredible talent that we have right here in Indiana First. So students, raise your hand if you're coming back next year and you're gonna be on a team. Promise to me, you're gonna nominate a mentor, okay? That's my homework to you, all right? But let's give it up again for all of our amazing mentors who make First possible and who make Indiana First feel like a home, right? We have an incredible community here, and it's partially because of the incredible mentors that we have. All right, I'm done giving you guys homework for next year. Now, I want to talk a little bit about what the schedule for the rest of the day looks like. This morning, we're going to finish qualification matches. We have a lot more incredible matches left to go. We're going to see some more rockets. We're going to see some more unicorn matches. We're going to see some more level 3 climbs, and it's going to be incredible. Then, we're going to have alliance selection, where our top 8 teams are going to pick their partners to play with them in the elimination matches. Then we're going to have lunch because we have to feed our bodies and our brains. And then we're going to play the elimination matches, and we will crown our championships for state. Anyone excited? Yeah? I think we've got a pretty cool day ahead of us. But before we get to qualification matches, please rise for our national anthem. It is my pleasure to introduce 2 students from one of our host teams, Team 45 Technocats. Please join me in welcoming J.C. Phillips and Layla Andersack.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag
Thank you, JC and Layla. That was awesome. Now, I would like to introduce the other voice that you will be hearing throughout today. Please join me in welcoming back our game announcer and honorary Hoosier, Dave Thomas.
Good morning, Indiana.
All right, I'm going to get off of the field so that these robots can play. We're going to start qualification matches pretty soon as we prepare Planet Primus for competition. Anyone ready to play with some robots? Yeah? Okay, cool. All right, we'll see you guys in a minute. Thank you. We're going to have an awesome day. See you later.